our red Protoss player. His name is PartinG.
원이삭 화이팅!
PartinG fighting, yes.
Yeah, that's how we go in Korea, like 원이삭 화이팅.
Go on, Hajin. Intro.
Really? Okay.
Oh, let's hear it.
On
Yeah,
the bottom right, the French player Ilias, playing for Gamers Origin, Stephano.
Yes, Stephano fighting.
It's interesting because, like, you know, I never know if I'm more French or Korean because I've been living in Paris for 17 years. So it's like a
This
hard
is a
matchup for
true
me.
conflict
France,
for you.
Korea, I don't know.
So who do you? Yeah, you've already picked PartinG to be the victor.
Yeah, because you were both for Stephano. So
But
I
if you had to choose with your heart, which would it be?
with my heart, I'll still go for PartinG though.
So then your heart is
Like
in Korea.
the first StarCraft event I've attended was DreamHack 2015 at 2, where PartinG won actually.
It's cannon rushing.
Little PartinG.
It's so PartinG stuff to do.
I mean, this is PartinG all over, right? So 3 pylons, suddenly you can't go down the ramp as the Zerg player. And these cannons are going to start coming up. And he has a gateway at home as well, so he's also going to have a Stalker coming across, or a Zealot or 2 to help out in the near future. It's tricky.
Look at Ilias's face. He's just got...
So
like an
what's the
upside
best
down
thing
spin.
Ilias can do right here?
Be really sad. It kind of sucks, right? But obviously there's a huge investment from PartinG. I think in the long term, Ravagers become a pretty big part of this because then you can actually break out of the cannons without it costing you too much. But it's really difficult to get there. These 2 drones are quite important because it means he can actually build a hatchery elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
So at least eventually he'll have another base. And as he sends them across the map, he might even proxy hatch counter, which could be like a way for him to get units across the map, especially if PartinG is throwing everything at Stephano. So
Yeah, that Protoss player does have to be mindful of the backstab. We see PartinG's going to start to complete the wall off. But he's not going to have to worry about anything for a while. Stephano setting up 1 drone here at the 9 o'clock position on the map, and that's where he's going to drop his hatchery. Where'd that second drone go?
Interesting.
Up into the top right-hand corner of the map. Is he going to drop
interesting.
another hatch?
That's
Ilias,
crazy.
you cheeky boy, what are you up to?
I wonder if it's just because he thinks PartinG's going to go hunting for them, and if he has 2, there's less chance he, you kill 1 and it's like, okay, he doesn't have a hatchery, but then if you just don't expect the second maybe. I don't know. It's a weird one because top right as well, it's going to be really hard to actually use throughout the game as it continues. So.
Oh, he hasn't dropped a hatchery there yet. Looks like he's just kind of biding his time at drone stuff.
It's coming home.
Just putzing around the right side of the map. Obviously, PartinG is very invested here. Stephano's going to have to react. We see spine crawlers going down in the main base, Zergling speed going down in the main base. PartinG chrono boosting out that Stalker. This obviously is a great position where he can continue to just produce units and apply pressure to the main base. So Stephano's got to be very, very careful with how he plays this out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the spine crawler, right? But I'm kind of intrigued by, again, like the lack of roach roaring, especially because he has like 200 gas just sitting there. So it sort of feels like he's missing something here because the Lings alone, I think are fine against the Stalker poking up, but as the Stalker just pulls back towards that, cannons, there's a shield battery on the way now, it's not going to go down to Zerglings, and even if it does go down, it's going to take so many Zerglings, so this is going to be pretty painful. Stephano loses an Overlord as well, and obviously everything is kind of a little bit painful to lose.
Tricky position for sure. Looks like he's dropped that 3rd hatchery as well, this time dropping it where his normal 3rd or 4th might be. Only Zerglings on the map for Stephano in terms of fighting units. So he's going to use Zerglings, Queens, and Spine Crawlers to slowly break out of this. PartinG is definitely committed to this position with the shield batteries and the extra gateway.
I mean, Stephano throws down a lair now as well, but it even feels like with the hatches on the map, I mean, he can start getting them droning, but it takes so long for the Queen to come up, inject, actually build the drones, right? So they're only just coming online now, albeit, PartinG is on 1 base, so.
Stephano getting a layer at that far left 9 o'clock expansion. This is such a frustrating position to be in as the Zerg player.
But does PartinG know that Stephano has a base?
I don't think
he hasn't seen it.
No.
But he must talk about it. Like, he saw that drone going away, so.
Yeah, he must know there's something somewhere, but right now he doesn't have the time to go and run around. I think the Zealot that was around the top side is just sat there in case Speedlings try to counterattack, so it fills the wall. So he really just wants to throw the Stalkers at the front, right? Because the last thing you want is Stephano to really get too much momentum going at home.
Man, this is a nasty cheese. We got 6 Stalkers now making their way up into the main base. They're going to just start picking away at the spine crawlers. Oh,
so many shield batteries. Those shield batteries finished just on time as well, because otherwise the Stalkers would have been stuck in a little bit too much of a corner, perhaps. I mean, now another spine crawler is starting to go down. There's a transfuse, but The Queens have low energy as well, so as the Spine goes down, and Zealots join the fray especially, these Lings are really looking as though they're not going to get enough.
Very, very tough position to be in. That's a Nidus. So one thing that GOStephano could do here is Nidus his drones out and kind of reset the game, but it has to be kind of acknowledged he's behind on tech. He doesn't really have a whole lot going for him in the way of fighting strength.
Yeah, and he's going to lose a lot of time by doing this.
And he'll need to rebuild the spawning pool also eventually. So
I don't know. Is the Nidus building on the left side as well? So it's not in the main?
Yeah, but
so you'd actually have to Nidus his main.
Worm into the main.
And then then Nidus on the other side of the map, I guess.
Yep,
I mean, I guess it works, but does he have... He doesn't right now have the money for another Nidus, though. So after this first one, I don't think he can actually put another one down yet.
He's going to commit those Zerglings to sort of holding back the army so he can retreat with his drones and his queen.
All right. It's actually kind of smart to build the Nidus head there and the main Nidus over here, right? Because otherwise you lose the actual Nidus. Then you have to rebuild it from the get-go.
Okay, Waddy, what do we make of this game right now? Main base is forfeit. The spawning pool's gone down. GOStephano's effectively reset. PartinG's got a base in the top left and a base in the bottom right.
I mean, if there was ever a game to cast when you didn't really know what was going on in StarCraft right now, this is probably the best bet you have, you know? Like, I mean...
And just shout words like cool and awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty nutty right now. This base does get found, which I think was an eventuality. I think Partin knew there was one base somewhere, but I think he still might not have a full idea about the far left at the moment. He is scouting, though, so he'll find it soon. I mean, when he first finds it, GOStephano is still in trouble, right? Like, that is a lot of Stalkers. The one thing now is that at least GOStephano doesn't have to deal with shield batteries all of the time.
Is there an Overlord in the back there?
There is. There's one just up
so
left a
GOStephano could make 20 Lings, Nidus the main. And
I mean, he already has the Lings as well,
so
actually, he could just do it right now, I think. But he didn't have the gas for a long time because it takes 100 gas, I think, to throw down a Nidus head. So...
Oh, this becomes really interesting if GOStephano can get behind PartinG's base and kind of reset the game that way.
But PartinG could still recall all his Stalkers in
there it is. First Nidus into the main base of PartinG is about to go down.
Yeah, if Partin recalls, does he have the energy?
How many gateways does he have? So he will be able to warp in Zealots.
Yeah, he can warp in a couple of Zealots with 3 gates. I think the recall back home is just great though, right? Because you recall, you kill the Nidus, then it's wasted money. If he doesn't recall here, I'd be really surprised.
All right, here we go. How much damage is GOStephano going to be able to do with this? Obviously,
Nine
probes retreating down into the natural where the sentries can force field it away.
Well, this is interesting too, because if you counterattack here as Partin, what you can do is obviously the Lings have to start coming back out, but they're not all here at once for the surround. So maybe it's a good chance, but Spineclaw takes a long time to go down here.
Zealot's starting to fall, but the Stalker count's still very, very high, and GOStephano, he's going to have to pull drones now to fight. So this will probably be the final engagement.
He has +1 melee though, so actually the drones surrounding do start to do a little bit more damage than you'd expect. He actually keeps the Queens to the top for a little bit longer too. It's pretty close with a few more Lings popping out. He's got 12 in production, a few up top already. He does have Partin on really no income at all at the moment, so Partin has absolutely no mining because he didn't send his back.
Wow, what a scrappy defense from GOStephano. Thumbs up and the fist bump.
GG.
Wow.
That's quite impressive. Well played, Ilias, going up 1-0 in the series and PartinG with a cheeky smile.
That was...
He stayed really calm, GOStephano. Made the right choice.
Well played.
Look at him. He's so proud of him right now.
He's so proud of himself. Look at PartinG.
He's smiling. He's smiling.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's fantastic. So not sure what the second map's going to be in the series, but Ilias up now 1-0. Knows